Welcome everyone to Unscripted and Unchained. My name is DM Bloodworth, and as you can tell by the episode tag down below, this is going to be Dungeons and Dragons Online. D&D Online is a free-to-play MMO that you can get on Steam as well as probably other sources as well. The game was originally released in 2006, and this is part of my 2000 to 2010 MMO video series. Some other information on the game is that the rule set for DDO, as it's commonly called, is 3.5, so it's Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you through the initial character creation and certainly the starting dungeon, so you can see how the game plays, and then possibly another side quest. So try to either get to the point where the character either levels up at least once or gets killed. So we'll see which comes first. I'm going to have to do a little tweaking here initially as far as the Windows mode is concerned. So there'll be a little bit of a delay in that process, so just bear with me. So as you can see, I'm partially in the window here, and I have to change it from Windows mode to full screen. And hit OK, and close this window. So this is actually their very opening scene. I have no characters created. On the free-to-play mode, you get up to 3 characters on the free account, as it reads here. And I will show you very briefly the intro
I served
video.
in the last war. I dealt in death, it was all I knew. But with the war now ended and my home destroyed, I cast my eyes to the horizon and the city of Stormreach. With tales of danger and endless riches, it called to someone like me, a warrior, a mercenary, an adventurer, a lost soul. This time fortune smiled upon me, for I have found many like myself, heroes from the far corners of the world, dealers of death, life, courage. We charge into the abyss, searching for the ultimate reward. Setting steel and magic against impossible foes. And each time I wonder, will this adventure be my last? Now storms gather on the horizon. Evil rises from the waters of despair and misery. An ancient and terrible curse is upon us.
Okay. So now I've played this game before. I played it several years ago, and I messed around a little bit with it earlier on just to make sure that everything was patched up and working pretty well. So please excuse the coughing. It's allergy season. So I'm going to create a character. So when you first go into your character creation, you can choose from melee, spell, casters, specialist, and there is iconic. But the issue with iconic is that they're all premium, and for this video series, I'm I'm sticking to exclusively, what will be free to play. So I am going to switch to male though and go back to style. So under melee, when you go to class, you can choose a fighter, a barbarian, a paladin. And like I said, the monk is a premium feature, so even though as much as I'd like to play it, that's not one of the choices. Under spellcasters, you have a sorcerer, a cleric, and a wizard. Now you can see with spellcasters here, I'll show it here. You see how it says solo ability challenging? That means that, in this particular game, when you're by yourself, you're going to have a pretty challenging experience, especially if you're going into dungeons. Now, this is a massively multiplayer online game, but I have no idea what the server population is going to be. So when you do have to try to go through quests that ask for, a single player, but you have the option to bring a group, it's better to have a character that has a stronger ability to solo. So, and then under style specialist, this is where you're going to get your rangers, your rogues, and your bards. And you can see most of these, the ranger is good. That means a good ability to solo. The rogue is challenging, and as is the bard. So I'm going to go back to style, and I'm going to go to melee. Oh, just to show you the iconic, there's a lot of different, there's the Shatter Kai, there's the Purple Dragon Knights. I can barely read that, actually. Norling Lords, Blade Forge, Deep Gnomes, and some kind of Scourge. Kind of hard to read it. But anyway, melee. So you can go with fighters, which are a good class. Solo ability for barbarians, also good. Paladins are actually very good. So paladins are supremely resilient and have a good balance of offensive defense. They protect and support their allies better than other melee classes, provide some healing, and wield the power of good as a mighty weapon. So you can't play, that's the one that starts off with very good. I tend to like barbarians, so I'm going to select barbarian. Still good, so that's fine. And they show you the starting stats. So if I were to choose a barbarian, I'm going to end up with an 18 strength, a 14 dex, a 14 con, and then an 8 in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. I'm going to show you something I'm going to do with that anyway. So when we go to the individual paths, so you can see that there's the Savage of the Wild. Fierce barbarians fight like berserkers, always pressing the attack. They have tremendous power and do massive damage with their huge two-handed weapons. And you can see it still keeps the same stats. You have Storm of Kargon is more highly trained than their savage brethren. These aggressive barbarians fight with a weapon in each hand and bring the fury of the storm in battle. So they're two-handed, two-hander specialists or dual-wield specialists. Still good, so that's fine. Finally, the Bastion of the Outlands. Truly, through brutal training, these extremely tough barbarians are able to shrug off hits that would stun or kill others, and do so while continuing to fight. Actually, very good solo ability. All right, and then you can choose to customize. So what I'm going to do is I am going to customize. My race, I'm going to stay human. Now, before I get to my look, actually, let's go back. I want to go to my I don't know why it doesn't let me alter my look. But anyway, so I am going to actually go all the way back. See if I could go to my look first. Here we go. Then I'll go back to my so I like to make Nordic looking characters. Especially when I play barbarians. Okay. So now that he looks like that, now I have my characters look where I want it, and so it's a 28 point buy system. So you have 28 points to spend. You start with all of your ability scores as 8, which all carry a -2. And I'm going to bring him up to a 16 in strength. A 14 dex. A 14 constitution. And all 10s, just to get rid of. I don't like to deal with minuses at all. So a +3, a +2, a +2. All right. Now, they have, barbarians have intimidate, jump, listen, swim. As secondaries, possibly tumble and spot. All right. So I'm going to increase my intimidate a little bit, increase my strength a little bit. All right, by putting in 2. Listen is a trainable skill. Swim. Actually, I don't need a total modifier of +2 in that. Let's just put +1 in there. I like to be able to hide. Move silently. Search. And they recommend tumble. And spot. Okay. Excuse me. So now I can choose up to 2 features that I'm going to be able to increase. And I eventually want to go sword and board, which counts as, 2 weapons. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at proficiencies, and I'm going to close those down. I want to find weapon focus, right? So there's weapon finesse, which requires a +1 to your base attack bonus and a +3. This feat applies to attacks made by a dagger, hand, karma, longsword, and such. So you use this dexterity bonus instead of your strength bonus with finesse, but I certainly wouldn't want to do that. So slashing weapons provides a +1 bonus to attack rolls when using a slashing weapon and +2 to melee power. So I definitely want to put that in there. I also improved shield. Yeah, but I also want to see if there's a proficiency bonus with shields. While two-handed fighting. So two-handed fighting. No, I don't want two-handed fighting. I want dual wielding. A slicing blow. That might be interesting. Now that's an active, which means I'd have to toggle it, and the others are passive. These hexagon, or octagon actually. Yeah, octagons are passive. Shield Mastery is a passive. I do want to go, I like dual wielding. I do want to go Shield Mastery. Okay. So now it says everything that my character has, and we're going to go next and have to name them. And so there we have my character. Okay, so
you find yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
Can you talk?
Everything's a little
Speak
bit
to
loud,
me.
so let me see if we can go to options, go to audio, and let's see.
Can you talk? Speak to me.
All right, we'll see if that's a little bit quiet.
Can you talk? Speak to me.
So it's a click. So you left click on the character that you want to speak to, and then they give you a little pop-up window with dialogue, and then you can select your responses. So, are you looking for survivors or looting bodies? That's what I'm asking this guy here. Or I can skip the Korthos Island storyline and select an option for more information. I'm gonna run you through this entry level here. So I seem to have misplaced my belongings. Right.
If what the halfling said was true, no one but you made it to the island alive.
This way. Follow me.
It may be worth following this rogue. For now.
I can tell that.
Come on!
I'm going to go back to options. Let's see. Audio. Let's find that DM's voice.
The camp's up here.
I know.
Come on! The camp's up here.
All right, that certainly brought it down a little bit. So I'm holding down my right button, right mouse button, and now I can look upwards.
Come on!
Down.
Follow me.
So as you can see, these crates
Here we are. So you want a weapon or not?
You can hit these crates and see if there's anything inside them. You see I have some copper coins. Now, left click on him. And I can choose my weapon, so I'm going to go with a longsword.
Go ahead. Give it a few swings.
So you go to your inventory by pressing the I button, and you can double click on your...
As you take hold of the weapon,
longsword.
feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
Alright, so he asked me to deliver...
Salimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.
Alright, so... I'm going to check the rest of these crates.
Salimus is in the grotto. I shall show you the way.
Now you do actually have to drive it, which is a nice thing. Excuse me. I hope you could bear with the coughing a bit.
Tell me, was it exciting to see a dragon up close? It's only snowing because the dragons frozen the island.
These little pop-ups on the right-hand side are just telling you what functions you're supposed to use as far as, you know, directionals or, you know, climbing, how to search for things, how to look around. So
here we are. Go inside and speak with Salimus. I'll wait here for Jeets.
So when you come to dungeons, you click on the little icon here, and now it gives you choices. So this is the grotto, it's level 1. You can choose solo. You can't increase the difficulty level here. But later on, when you have dungeons that are either solo or group mode, you can then select a higher level of difficulty, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Just going to enter.
Is this Selimus, the cleric you were sent to find?
Yeah, just get rid of this difficulty setting, which I explained.
Who in Kyber are you?
You could scroll forward or backwards. So if you scroll forward, you're going to go into a first-person mode, and obviously you can scroll pretty far back to get a wider view. I'll tell her who I am, or him who I am. It's a her, actually. And so you have basically dialogue. You have some choices. Let's say I asked about something else. No.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
Her spell temporarily prevents you from dying, though you can still suffer injuries.
So
this effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
Now, let's be about it.
Alright, if you look over here, you'll see that it has XP and recall, right? So XP is, you can see
a gate.
How much
there must
XP
be a way to
you've
open
earned
it.
already.
Try up that ladder.
And sometimes
I'll remain here and bash any Sawagin trying to sneak out.
How many steps towards like a bonus you are. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these. Gone.
You hear the shuffling and wheezing of some creature coming from the corridor ahead.
So you do take falling damage. Ahead of you is a monster. Hold your left mouse button to swing your weapon. Now, there is no auto-targeting, so not what the, you can't even click on the beast or, the creature that you're attacking. So you actually have to keep them in your attack.
The corroded lever at the rear of this corridor most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Selimus, is waiting.
Good job, but no time to dawdle.
We come to assist you. Onward to glory.
Selimus isn't too honked at me. Thanks for putting in the good word. Don't you worry, Selimus. I'm here to watch your behind now.
The evil aura is oppressive. Sawagin are behind this door. I'll charge! What, it's empty?
Oi, where's the bloody Sawagin?
Look, the door closed behind us.
It would be logical to assume...
There are more of them up there. Stay alert. Purge the wicked! Sawagin wretches, are you scared of me? Come down and fight! For the flame! Such is the fate of evil. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Can't pick this. Anyone see a key?
Curious. I just stepped on something. A latch?
Good work! I see a key down there. Who's up for a swim?
Hydrophobia mean anything to you?
You grab the silver key. Time to swim for the surface.
I knew you'd come in handy. This way.
I'm weary. Let's take a moment to rest.
Ha! I still got
so this is
plenty
where
of
you
stamina.
heal
I can go all night long.
And resurrect.
Why don't
So
you scout
this is a
ahead then?
resurrection shrine.
Just don't get yourself
This
in
is a
trouble.
healing shrine.
Now you're talking. I'll take a little peek.
Now you could use this once every 15 real-time minutes. And,
If you're done resting, go and scout ahead with Jeets.
and it does heal you up a couple of points, not always 100%.
Crikey!
So ask Jeets to disarm the trap. So this is how your NPCs, when you do have NPCs with you, you can ask them to do their skills, which will, complement your own, and take care of the things that you can't do yourself.
Ha! It was no match for yours, truly. You can open the door now.
You two having fun? It's time for us to go. The High Priestess should be up ahead. The onus for much suffering rests squarely upon her slimy, webbed hands. There she is, performing some kind of profane blood magic.
I will open the door. Prepare yourself. Ready? Go!
According to our employer, there's a secret passage around here somewhere leading to Korthos. You boys look for it. I must cleanse the profane energies around the shrine.
Let Selimus do her thing. You and I'll take care of the important stuff. The treasure.
Okay, so left click on the treasure, and it opens up. So everything in here is designated for me. When you're in a group, it'll actually, set out who gets what, and then you can re-roll the loot if you wish to. Let's see, this always gives the same thing, so. And then when you come in here into your inventory by hitting the I button, I'm going to bring my potions and bring them down into my little toolbar here. Let's see. So I gained an underwater breathing ring, and you can see it highlights in green where you can put that, and so I can put that there. This is battle-worn chainmail and green, so that goes in there. And you'll see that takes some time to equip. And now my character is wearing that. He has a bow, he has some arrows. I'm going to place the arrows under ammunition. That's a quiver, that's arrows. Now the bow I'm not going to equip because it's a two-handed weapon, and I'm going to focus on
My rogue senses are tingling. There's something fishy in this room. Try
dual
searching
wield.
around.
You feel a stiff draft from somewhere in this room. Perhaps the hidden passage to the village is in here.
So if you come down here, you'll see a little hour, an eyeglass. And so you click on that. That's your search.
Found the secret passage? Go on, open it then. Brilliant. Tidy lasses and pints up the wazoo. Here I come.
We're almost done here. The way out is up ahead. But first, I want to reward you for your assistance. Please, come speak with me.
Alright, so now I get to choose. So I can take a great axe, I can take a heavy mace, which is a one-handed weapon. I could take an ember sword, which is a one-handed, an ember rapier. So let's see, the rapier does 1 to 6 damage. The ember sword does 1 to 8. A repeating light crossbow and ember sickle does just 1 to 6. I'm going to go with the ember sword. And so when I double click on that, it asks if I permanently want that. I certainly do. And now I'm going to, well, let me get rid of these. So if you can see it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my current weapon over to my offhand and then move my new sword, which is a more powerful sword, to my other hand. And now I can depart.
Stepping out of the grotto, you find yourself in Korthos village. The Sahuagin have threatened this place for generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning. However, some hopeful souls still hold out for help to arrive.
So you can see this guy has a chalice and a green check mark. So it means that you've completed a quest with him, and then how to bind your character is a tutorial. Alright, so it's a green mug. And so when we go to the map here, you can see that's the world map. So if I go to map here, you'll see it's a green mug up over here. I'll move forward. So she's a quest giver, and you click on her. The Sahuagins may have cowed the village, but not me. I shall make sure that this evil has included the Hayden crypt. So she's asking me to go into her family crypt. So I'll collect that quest. There's apparently a quest behind me as well, someplace over here. So you can come into the, into the town, and each of these people here have, various quests that you can do. What I'll do is I will go back over to here and see. It's right here. There's a wizard trainer. I don't think I've leveled up yet, so let's see. Let's see if I hit C. So C is your character. And you see I've accumulated 970 experience points. Towards a 4,000 is needed to level up action points. So the total number of action points you have earned. So my skills, my feats, spells, I don't have any enhancements, and crafting. I haven't done any of that yet. So I'm still quite a ways away from level 2, so let's go do this one quest, or at least a portion of it. So now I can select various levels, and I can only select casual or normal. At this point, I can do public group or private group. I'll slip it on public. Maybe somebody will join. You're eligible for a bravery bonus if you choose hard or difficult. Alright, but I'm not. So I put it on public, just in case anybody wants to join in the same leader. You are the leader of a public group. Once spots are open, players can automatically join your group. Alright. Oh, that's a good test to see if...
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glares at you.
So I basically told him to let me pass. That way I can go...
Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go?
I feel a draft coming from nowhere.
You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more. You found some kind of secret door in the wall. Once you open it, you can reach whatever. This is a dark and dusty passage. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in decades.
I just picked up two more healing potions, and they automatically went into my hotkey, so I don't have to. 100 Surinkin. Interesting. So the map basically is a. It's what they used to call the fog of war, or probably still do call the fog of war. So as you explore, it opens up the map so that you can see where you've been already.
There's something odd on the wall, possibly dangerous. If you search, you may... A chest. It's out in the open and unprotected. And that's probably what the dead cultist by the chest thought.
All right, there's something odd on the wall, so let's search.
You found the triggering mechanism for some sort of trap in this room. It would take someone trained as a rogue or artificer to disarm it.
Okay, well, there's a chest there.
Acid sprays out of the wall as the gate slams shut.
Okay. Hope I missed an urn here. So let's see what I got out of that anyway. Obsidian. A one-handed club. Magic one too. Might be better than my sword. It does 2 to 7 bludgeon magic attack mods. And that's probably better than my regular rusty old sword here. So let's, and it's one-handed. Let's put that there. Well, maybe I can't use it. Let's put this here. Oh, I can use it. All right.
What were those cultists up to? This bears more investigation. A treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here. Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp. It's a slashing weapon, perfect for slicing through putrid zombie flesh that would resist puncturing or bludgeoning weapons. As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up. Another treasure chest. Perhaps the cultists brought it here. This heavy mace is a bludgeoning weapon, ideal for smashing apart skeletons. Their bones are resistant to puncturing or slashing weapons. A magical barrier blocks the way, and behind it, another Sahuagin performs unholy rituals at a devourer altar. This barrier appears linked to 3 sockets in the wall. If you find the crests to those sockets, it may allow you passage.
I heal up a little bit, so you see I have 25 hit points out of 44. Brought me up to 38. Not too bad. Now you'll see that if I click on it again, I have to wait 15 minutes before I could use it again.
In the middle of this chamber is an evil devourer altar. By it, a Sahuagin rumbles.
For generations, the human Haytans have forestalled us. Now the dead Haytans shall serve the Devourer's slaves. They'll be the army to crush the Korthos resistance,
cries the Sahuagin. The Sahuagin's plan must have been to use these devourer altars to animate every body in this crypt. But by your hand, you can destroy the altar and prevent that from happening. A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar. If you take it with you, it may be useful later. You continue to hear cultists about their evil work from further inside the crypt.
So when you check your map, you can kind of see where you've been already. So I know I can't go there.
There's another Sahuagin. It croaks.
Crag Wolfhaten, in life you served the light, but in death you shall serve the Devourer.
The Sahuagin glow. These Devourer altars will create a blight of undead upon Korthos. Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Okay, so I have to go straight ahead.
There's a Sahuagin in here, performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos, rise and do my...
The altar glows with dark power, and the Sahuagin continues.
Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill any who would help them.
The Sahuagin were using this vile Devourer altar to create undead. When the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
So now you can see, search for the 3 quests, so crests. So now I have all 3. And I could use the map to show where I need to go. And you can see how it's like giving these like little streaks. That's showing me that, you know, I still need to go in this direction. Acid. I forgot about that acid. Ah, darn. Okay. You can see I'm down to 24 hit points. So let's see if it's been 15 minutes. Oh, I must wait another 9 minutes. I'm down to 24. It keeps on doing that. Search for the crest and return here to the wall sockets next to the magical shield. Ah, there we go. Alright, so let's heal up a tiny bit.
You fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside spits out in a venomous voice.
These fools who would keep Korthos shall be consumed by the Devourer.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar, the Sahuagin says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the Devourer's teeth.
Your bold actions saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Okay, so. Okay, loot it all. I got very much that I can actually use. Some more arrows. It's a cloak I can't use. Weapon sets. Oh, look at that. We could do that. Okay. I'm assuming that's it. Destroy the final altar. Okay. I can leave now. And it showed me a little way out. Let's see if that's 15 minutes. I can heal myself. Another 5 minutes before I can go. Well, time seems to be going kind of slow. Let's see. Yep, this is the way. And there she is with the check mark, so I left click on her. So I tell her that the Sahuagin were resurrecting the Haytans, turning their bodies into undead minions, but don't worry, I put that all to a stop. So I could take a amulet of inner focus. Let's see, concentration +1, or an amulet of brute. Passive -1 to curse of dullness. Wait, reward for Torvik. Constitution. So So this lowers my constitution. No, lowers my intelligence, lowers my wisdom, but adds to my constitution. This one here, inner focus, adds to my concentration and adds to my willpower saves. I think I'm going to go with something that adds instead of...
Some of the braver villagers tried to stem the Sahuagin tide, but their courage led to naught but grievous injuries. Korthos needs someone with more than just guts.
Okay, so let's go to equipment and we'll go to this here. And the amulet didn't seem to go. There it goes. So, let's see. So character. I get about 600 experience points during that. Still quite a ways away from first level. So kind of slow going if you consider your typical MMO. And perhaps that's a Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 element that I'm just not aware of because I never played it. But these are the people that it tells me I need to speak to next for their adventures. I'm not up another level, so I don't need to speak to any trainers. But for the most part, let's see what we have here. So inventory-wise, I have about 5 gold, 71 silver, 6 platinum, and 41 copper. So I have a decent amount of gold and well, coinage. Yeah. And I don't see purchase additional backpacks. I'm fine with that. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to log out now because I've done, pretty much enough for a tutorial. That's going to be fine. I'm just going to quit the game, and I'll switch over to this view. Okay, so once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed, I welcome you to subscribe. If you have any comments that you want to leave, if you have any suggestions for games that you'd want me to take a look at, just leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to look them up, especially if they're free to play or they're certainly something that I would find highly interesting. And then I'll take a look at it for sure. If you have a Kickstarter that you want me to take a look at, I'd also be willing to take a look at Kickstarters, whether they're your own or someone else's. And if it's something that I go into a Kickstarter, and when I get the product, I'll certainly do a video based on the product as well. So until next weekend. Hope you enjoy your week. Hope you enjoy the closing hours of this current weekend, and happy gaming. Have a good day.